First to state my opinion, the first to take a stand. I want to play shine, let it shine, let it shine. I'll let my big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. Ow! I'll be on Oprah and Conan, 60 Minutes and The View. They'll all be talking about me and all the things I do. I'll be the one who sets the bar, the one who's in the know. Vogue will come to me to see where fashion trends will go. 'Cause I shine, yes I shine. I let my big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. For too many years I hid my light, fearing I was too much and who I was just wasn't right. Then I heard this voice from within and up above saying, you're here to be a shining light and give and receive love. So I'm going for my dreams, nothing's in my way. Carpe diem is my mantra, I practice kindness every day. I take time to connect, I take time to have fun. I wanna know I've used up every drop before my life is done. So I shine, yes I shine. I let my big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine.
Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, East Hawaii. This morning we're really happy to welcome back for our music Alicia, Merlady, Bonnet, and she's going to do a song for us and that'll be followed by our pule. So, welcome.
Mahalo. Welcome everyone. This is a sing-along. So I invite you from the comfort of your home to sing along. And the words are, I greet you from the place of my heart. And the second part is, I welcome you, I welcome you, I welcome you from the place of my heart. And the second time through, we're going to include our whole community. So we greet you from the place of our hearts. We welcome you, and so on and so forth. So use this time to hook into all of us here. We love you. I feel you. I'm getting chicken skin on that. So thank you. I greet you from the place of my heart. I greet you from the place of my heart. I welcome you. I welcome you. I welcome you from the place of my heart. I welcome you. I welcome you. I welcome you from the place of my heart. We greet you from the place of our hearts. We greet you from the place of our hearts. We welcome you. We welcome you. We welcome you from the place of our hearts. We welcome you. We welcome you. We welcome you from the place of our hearts. I greet you from the place of my heart. I greet you from the place of my heart.
All right, welcome back. And thank you, Alicia, for that beautiful song. That was a really nice welcoming in of everyone. So, everyone, just take a deep breath and join me in our opening treatment. So today, I expect every good thing to come to me. Everything that is worthy of the soul, I anticipate. Everything that belongs to the spirit, I accept. Everything that partakes of the nature of the divine reality, I claim as my own. Today, I identify myself with abundance and success. I know that my destiny is divine, that my destination is certain. I know that this service today contains everything necessary to my well-being. In gratitude and with joy, I receive the messages into myself. My whole consciousness expands with this knowledge, and my enthusiasm pours out into the world, affecting everyone I meet. And again, I am grateful for this, and so I release this knowing that it is done in perfect completion, and I say, and so it is. All right, so once again, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living East Hawaii. And our vision is awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Our mission is to provide an environment of aloha, inspiring a spiritual approach to living. Wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome right here or out there, wherever you are. We're kind of enclosed in this bubble, huge bubble that includes everyone who's watching from their home, which is wonderful. All right, next is our creative thought. And I would like to welcome Dr. Laurie Moore.
I love coming here. Every time I come here, something good is in the air. It just feels so universal, heartwarming. So I wanted to share how when I encounter people and I choose to notice each one is a guru and each one has a beautiful innate wisdom that they came in with, and each one has a unique flavor in their heart that propels that wisdom, whatever they're doing or saying. And I listen below any complicated ways the mind is explaining, which I love complicated minds, I have one, and I love articulation, it's a fun art. But in the simplicity, when I just tune into each person in my heart, I see that really each person got born on a pulse of intention that is theirs, whether it's love or generosity or laughter or whatever, and each animal too. And this touches me deeply, and this reminds me, as I participate in this world play that we're making up every second as we go along, that I get to choose each moment. So I just wanted to propose the question, beyond agreement or disagreement, because we can all gather here and believe all different kinds of things and still be in that same essential love. What if, right now, you get to be in the restart moment and experience whatever you choose? So beyond the mind's like, well, is that true? Or do you need to go do this procedure and this technique and this medication and this EFT and this EMDR and this hypnotherapy? And I offer all of them, and I think they're all great scenic routes, and I love them. But I always ask people when I first start, however, we can do that, and we can take a while to do that, and we can learn lessons, and that can be fun. And in this moment now, what if you can choose your reality? What if simply by knowing that the entire universe, the entire light is right under you, all around you, running through you, and you are a microphone for its expression, by choosing unconditional peace, just take a breath, or love, or joy, or whatever you would prefer to feel in this moment. Let's just take a breath and ask yourself, what would I prefer to experience right now? If if I could experience anything, if I'm in a state of gratitude and celebration, if I could enhance that, or if I'm in a state of wishing something was different, if it was different, essentially what would I be experiencing? Prosperity, love, joy, peace, laughter, community. So let's take a breath. And what if you are there? What if in the unlimited bank account of every quality that was given to you when you were born, it's all just here right now? What if nothing can change it? The government, someone else's political view, someone else's viewpoint, your viewpoint, emotions running through your body, sensations in your body, thoughts running through your body. What if right now, let's take a breath, and let the universe know your intended experience. You can experience that right now. Not caught in it, but deep into that forever fluid neutrality that's moving through the world and everything. In this moment, you can acquiesce into your choice experience. So let's try again, beyond agreement and disagreement. What if right now you get to be unconditional peace? As you take a breath, what if right now you get to be the generator of unconditional laughter? What if right now, regardless of what the whole world thinks and the whole world's doing, you get to be the generator of unconditional joy, or whatever you prefer to be? So I leave you with that question to carry through your every moment now. Thank you.
Thank you, Laurie. Thank you for that. That's so true. If we just stay centered and believe that what we want is right here, here it is, right? All right, so let's welcome back our friend Alicia Merlady Bonnet. And as you can see on the screen, her website where you can listen to her music or find her music is listed there, so which is really nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. And life is getting better, even though it may not look that way to you. Because life is getting better every day. Smile when you get up. Surprises coming your way. Life is getting better all the time. Feel the beauty flowing each day that you're alive. 'Cause you are God, and you know it's true. 'Cause you are God, just keep loving you. 'Cause you are God, creating life through you. 'Cause you are God. It's true. 'Cause life keeps getting finer every day. You think this is it, then new openings come your way. Life keeps getting finer all the time. Keep your heart loving, open into this life. 'Cause you are God, and you know it's true. Oh yes, you are God, just keep loving you. 'Cause you are God, creating life through you. 'Cause you are God. life keeps getting brighter, brighter every day. Bubble it up's the joy that your life wants to display. Life keeps getting brighter, brighter all the time. Feel your spirit growing into your soul's timeline, 'cause you are God, and you know it's true, 'cause you are God. Just keep loving you, 'cause you are God, reclaiming life through you, 'cause you are God. 'Cause you are God. 'Cause you are God.
Thank you. That was fun. All right, so now is time for our speaker today, our guest speaker, and our speaker today is someone that we all know and love. He has had his own center, does music, is just a guy who can do a lot of things and do them well. And one of them is speaking. So I'd like to welcome up Dennis Soares. And you're probably going to have to move this up a bit, Dennis. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. It's as high as it goes, I guess, huh? Okay. Hope everybody is doing well out there. Christine and I have been huddled down in our house for about 4 months now, not doing much of anything, going out to eat once a day and coming home and making a heck of a lot of music. We produced 5 albums and 1 CD EP during this lockdown period. And I know there are a lot of people that are frustrated with the lockdown. And my response to them is, I feel so blessed that we have scientists in this country that are telling me what to do to stay safe. And I'm just going to listen to those people, no matter what happens. So, and this all ties into the topic of my talk today, which is freedom. From the theme of the month is, none of us are free until we are all free. And so I spent a good part of this week thinking, in what way do I not feel free? What do I think is holding me back from feeling free? And I couldn't come up with too much. I felt like in most aspects of my life, I'm free. I'm free to think, I'm free to do, I'm free to go, I'm free to share. As I see you raising the camera, very good. I'm free to be tall and humorous at times. So, I was pretty pleased with my checking into myself to see how I feel about the word freedom. However, there was one place that struck me that most of us seem to have a problem with, and that is the freedom right between our ears. Now, what do I mean by that? Have you ever noticed that we're frequently at war right in here, and that keeps us from being free in life because we're having a debate or an argument with ourselves nearly all the time? And I don't know about you, but it doesn't shut up that often. In fact, it seems to be on more than it's off. During those quiet times of meditation and contemplation, I can actually feel like there's nothing talking in my head. But most of the time, I've got that little dialogue going on. So, none of us are free until we are all free. That's a rather simple statement, isn't it? It makes sense to most people on many levels. However, in my studies of human behavior over the last 40 years, and I've had plenty of them, what I have found is that it's rarely ever true. People rarely ever experience freedom in the manner that which we're talking about in this Sunday service. So I've come to ask myself, how come? How come we don't experience that freedom? And the answer is quite simple for me. We perceive ourselves and the universe incorrectly. We don't get it. We don't get who we are and what the universe is. So therefore, we're unhappy because we feel like we're not free. About 500 years ago, there was a very famous person who was jailed, wrongly jailed, put in prison. And this, you may know this person set about to write some of the most prolifically beautiful poetry that the earth has ever seen. And the question was to him, how could you write that stuff being wrongly accused and put in jail? And it's because he wasn't focusing on any of that stuff. He was focusing on the within, the freedom that he had within. So you can lock a person up, you can do all kinds of horrible things to a person, but you can't take away their freedom if they're coming from that place. So in the universe that you and I live in, unfortunately, most of us, maybe not this group, see ourselves as separate. We may not even care that we see ourselves as separate, as long as we're getting what we want. So we've entered into a mindset that it's you or me. Another way to put that is us versus them. That's the mindset that we've entered into, that I'm in a competition with a group of other people, and that I win, they lose, or they win, I lose. You're never going to have freedom for yourself and everybody else on the planet as long as you're coming from that mindset. It is not going to happen. It is an actual stage of human development where much of the planet is stuck today. However long humanity has been here, we're still stuck in this stage of development called you or me. And I like to emphasize those words. They're not my words. I heard them some 40 years ago. And I'll get into the upper levels of this, but you or me means conflict. And have you noticed, because I have, on planet Earth, there's a study done, only 2 years out of the entire history of mankind has there not been war. How pathetic is that? It all comes out of you or me. I want what you got, you want what I got, let's fight over it. Why? Because I see you as separate and you see me as separate. We're not one. If we move along to the next higher level, and there is one, there's actually 2 higher levels in this. The next higher level is learning to share unconditionally. An example of that would be this church giving clothing, money to students overseas that could otherwise not afford it. My favorite foundation is the St. Jude's Hospital. Unconditional love. You come there, they take care of you, they take care of all of your expenses, they take care of the parents, they take care of the child, and 4 out of 5 children will survive in that setting. So this is a whole nother order of awareness. It has nothing to do with you or me. It has everything to do with this level called you and me. In other words, take my hand, let's go play the game together, you and me, we can both win. Here's an interesting study that was done in Mexico. They taught children this game. And in this game, there was supposed to be winners and losers. So they taught these children this game, and sure enough, when the children in America played this game, there were winners and losers. But when they took the game to Mexico, guess what happened? The Mexican children refused to have winners and losers. They wanted everybody to win, and so they did everything they could to have everybody win. So you can see from that analogy that it's a cultural thing as well, that how we think about winning and losing is cultural, and that how we think about you and me, inclusive, is also cultural. And we have the choice every day that we wake up to decide whether we're going to play you or me, which is definitely lose-lose, or you and me, which is win-win. There is a third level. The third level is you are me. And this is a profound level because now there is no separation. In this third level, people you see in your space literally are you. So if they're suffering, you're suffering. If they're hungry, you're hungry. If they're in poverty and don't have shelter, so are you. Because you can't escape the fact that you are me. We are one. We say that in this center all the time. We are one. What we're really saying is you are me. There's no separation. I've only met a few people and some in this church that actually practice this all the time. This you are me kind of mentality. So what does it ultimately mean? If I were to give you an analogy that rather than having 7 billion people on the planet Earth, there's only one organism, one giant organism surrounding the entire Earth. All 7 billion people making up that one entire organism. So if the people in Somalia are suffering and starving, is part of the organism sick? Yes. How about if the people that are living in Ethiopia, they're suffering and they're starving, is part of the organism sick? Yes. So in the you are me context, wherever anybody is not included or purposely excluded, we're all going to suffer. We have a huge thing in America right now with Black Lives Matter. It's not just Black Lives Matter, it's Brown Lives Matter and Red Lives Matter. It's everybody matters. And unless we can start looking at people in that manner, we're always going to be playing you or me and excluding other people. You know, I used to volunteer quite a bit for an organization called the Hunger Project, which was started by John Denver. In fact, I volunteered for about 10 years. And one of the things that I noticed was people really were willing to move to this dimension called you are me, understanding that you cannot have 13 to 15 million people a year die of starvation-related illnesses and expect to be in a world where all of us are free. You can't expect that to happen because it isn't going to happen. You may go to sleep at night and not think about it, but it's still there. Oftentimes I'll wake up in a sleep and say, you know, your life's pretty good, Dennis, but guess what, man? There are a lot of people whose lives are not very good at all. And what are you willing to do about it? It's not good enough to bury our heads in the sand. Even it's not good enough to just donate some money and say, okay, I did my part. I did my part. If that were the case, then all the work that Sandi does with the shelter probably wouldn't happen at all. Because it takes real physical beings to go there and help spay and neuter these animals. You can't just do it by saying, okay, here's a bunch of money. We don't have any people to use the money with, but here's a bunch of money and let them figure it out. No, it takes one step beyond that. Some 40 years ago, a guy named R. Buckminster Fuller, who actually won a Nobel Prize, he postulated some theories. First of all, you may know of this guy. He is the guy that invented the geodesic dome. Now, it's not really that practical for building homes, but it is practical for building structures, and we have a few in Hilo that are geodesic domes. And this is the most powerfully strong structure you can build, a geodesic dome. Well, anyways, he postulated, after studying agriculture and food around the world, that farmers at that time, there were 4.5 billion people at that time, farmers at that time were producing enough food for 10 billion people. So what's the problem? Why were we having a major famine in Ethiopia at that time and a major famine in Somalia? Well, the problem is quite simple. It's not that there's not enough. It's not that we can't make it happen. It's we don't have the will to get the food to where it needs to be. In fact, many places in the world today use food as a weapon. They take the food and they weaponize the food against their own people. It's like gold to them. So we can donate all the money we want to, but it isn't going to mean that it's going to get to those places. So let me ask you, how are those people ever going to be free? Or do you even care? That's a bigger question. Do you even care that those people have almost zero chance of being free in Syria or Yemen or any number of other countries in the world where they are so deprived of everything, the possibility of being free is next to zero? Least free in the way you and I think about free. Those countries, and yeah, we can blame those countries. Yes, we can. We can blame their governments and say they're playing a win-lose game with their own people. And they don't care and they should be responsible. We can do that. It isn't going to stop the fact that many millions of people are going to die. So he and other scientists also postulated a new game. Instead of looking at us as 7 billion separate individuals, at the time it was 4.5 billion. I told you this before. He said, let's play this game where we're one organism. And if one part of that organism is ill, then the whole planet is ill. Would you say, and you can raise your hand out there, would you say that we have parts of this human organism that are ill? This is not a hard question to answer. So how are we ever going to get to this statement here? None of us are free until we're all free. I don't want to say that we're far away from that, but I do want to say it's not near at hand right now, and that we need massive change in this country to make that statement become true. Not only in this country, but globally, to make that statement come true. You see, Mother Earth doesn't care, can't agree with you or not agree with you when you do things. For example, if you burn down the Amazon rainforest, Mother Earth can't do anything but let you do that. And that's what we're doing, magnificently. Okay? If you pollute the earth, Mother Earth can only say, you're choking my life out of me, but she can't really stop you from doing that. These are things that we have to be willing to take action on. Otherwise, in the next 20, 30, 40 years, none of us are going to be free. Maybe we'll be walking around with a little gas tank on our back, breathing each day. I don't know. But I do know that the things that are ailing this one universal being ail all of us. So how can we move into you are me and stay there, assuming you actually want to do this? I'm hoping you all that you actually want to do this, that you want to move into you are me and stay there. And I'm actually challenging everybody in the audience out there to look at your lives and say, how are you playing you or me, you and me, or you are me? And if you are, God bless you. It's very difficult to look at an individual, any individual, and say what is right. Very easy to look at an individual and say what's wrong about them. Very easy. But to look at somebody and say, this is what I see about you that I know is right about you, that you have a good heart, that you're this and that you're that, that's not that easy to do for most people. So I have a couple of quotes from the internet to kind of wind up my talk here, and I don't know my time. I think I'm good. So in this exciting new version, every progress I make for myself, I make for the whole world. Very important. If I make a progress for myself in my thinking, I make it for the whole world. Every polio or cancer patient who overcomes his or her disease through active participation in the healing process helps all others afflicted with the same disease. We can see this right now on this planet. You can't miss it. Turn on any channel and look at what's happening with COVID. The people that have died or been ill and got well, they are teaching the doctors what to do to make it better for people to survive. Every time you replace hatred with love, overcome your nagging desire for the umpteenth last drink, replace your usual biting retort to your companion with silence, or why not, or kindness, you are helping all those on the planet struggling with the same challenge. But it's a very infinitesimal manner. It's hard to measure this. Which drop of water constituting an ocean is unimportant? None. Every drop of water in the ocean is important. The longest mile is made up of many what? Inches. You don't run a mile unless you can run a few inches at a time. Okay, that was second quote now. So this is so for us and for everything else in your existence. I am everything and you are everything. If you can get that you are everything and other people are everything, you will not have a problem with you are me. And this everything is yearning and working to create a way to express itself uniquely through the unique form it created within each of us. It is possible for a human being to awaken, to become fully conscious. It has been accomplished, and those who have accomplished it have told us how to do it. It is possible for a human being to fully express their gifts and capabilities. Those who have accomplished it have told us what we need to do to accomplish it, and they will encourage us. All those things are possible. There have been people before us have reached this level of you are me so profoundly that we write books about them, and we read those books, and they're best-selling books like the Bible, because you are me is in there, especially in the New Testament. So I'm going to invite each one of you to look at these three statements this week in the context of We can't be free unless we're all free. And the context of that would be, look at these three phrases, you or me. Are you playing that way? Are you playing you or me or us versus them? You and me. Are you playing, I'm taking your hand and I'm taking you across the finish line with me? Or are you playing you are me, where I see no separation between you and me, we are one. And we can have that peace that we're looking for. The peace only comes about when we all can win. Mahalo, thank you very much.
Well, yes. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you very much for that message. Okay, so now is time for conscious giving. And you can make a donation by PayPal or credit card. On YouTube, the link is in the video's description, and there is a donate button at the top right of our YouTube channel page. We also have PayPal links to on our page, our webpage, hawaiicsl.org. And if you'd like to mail a check, the address is on the website as well. This writing is little, it's hard to read. Anyway, before we have our beautiful music, let's do our collection treatment. So take your gift in your hands or hold it to your heart, however you feel comfortable, and repeat after me. Divine love, in and through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And so it is. All right, thank you. Now, let's hear some more beautiful music from Alicia.
Well, the beauty is all around us, and that's when we are. When you are me. And I also just wanted to mention that you can find me on Spotify and CD Baby and Amazon if you don't want to go to my website. This is taken from a Dene prayer. Many of you are familiar with it. And it's easy to sing with if you're feeling you'd like to do that. May I walk beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty above me, beauty below me, and beauty all surrounding me. May I speak beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty above me, speak beauty below me, and beauty all surrounding me. May I touch beauty before me, touch beauty behind me, touch beauty above me, beauty below me, and beauty all surrounding me. May I feel beauty before me, feel beauty behind me, feel beauty above me, feel beauty below me, and beauty all surrounding me. May I dance beauty before me, dance beauty behind me, dance beauty above me, dance beauty below me, dance beauty all surrounding me. May I walk beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty above me, walk beauty below me, walk beauty all surrounding me. Walk beauty all surrounding me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that beautiful music, Alicia. Okay, so let's just take a minute to bless the offerings that we know everyone has donated or has donated this past week and is donating in the future, because we know that's also actually the present. So we are thankful for these and grateful for these gifts, the financial gifts that help us to continue to present these services, that help us with the day-to-day living, day-to-day expenses of running a center like this, and all the wonderful equipment that we have to record these services for you. And we also are grateful for all the services that people provide every day, every week. We're just grateful for all of the gifts that are given to us here at the center. We thank you very much. We're grateful for these gifts, and we release this to law, knowing it is done in perfect completion. And so it is. So I have a couple of announcements. The Wednesday night service is still happening on Zoom for now. You can do prayer requests and see the results of that. And it's a very experiential process. So all of you are welcome. It's from 7 to 8 on Wednesday nights. And the Zoom meeting link is in the weekly email. So that's really nice that I think Adam is hosting that for us. Thank you, Adam, for doing that. Okay. With that, let's close this service now. So I am knowing that this coming week is a week filled with joy and with knowing that we are all one and that there is beauty and light and wisdom and love surrounding us all week. We are protected, we are safe, we're happy, and we're feeling our connection with each other and with everything on this planet, with the animals and the plants and the earth herself. And we are grateful for these things. We're grateful for all the wonderful messages today. If you heard it through the music, through the creative thought, through the talk, or just something just inspired you to feel better and to feel closer to the divine. And so we're grateful for these things, and I now release them knowing that they are done in perfect completion. And I say, and so it is. Okay, so something, again, we're going to do, going to be able to visit with each other on Zoom, if you would like to do that. We hope this is something that you'll like and will join us. So the Zoom link is in the description of this video and the weekly email. And what we have done, we've asked Adam to make a video to help show you what to do, and he's put together a really informative and simple video that you can follow with to join us here to be with each other together in fellowship. So I thank you very much, and we will see you over there right now. Thank you so very much for joining us. Aloha.
Hi folks, Adam here. I hope you can join us right now over in a nice Zoom meeting so we can see each other face to face and come up with the closest thing we can to coffee and fellowship after church. So if you're watching on your computer and you're watching in full screen, you might have to hit the escape key so it comes back to a view kind of like this. And then if you move down here, you'll see the description of the video. You might have to click on the show more, and there's the link for the Zoom. So now all you have to do is click on that link, and it will take you to the next page, and hopefully you've already got the Zoom app installed. If you've never used Zoom before, it'll offer you the choice to download and run Zoom. Otherwise, you can just get to open up your Zoom app, and you click on that window, and now there it goes, and it's opening up, inviting you to join with your computer audio. Yes, that's what you want to do. And voila, you'll be in the room. If you're watching on your mobile phone, it's similar. You might have to scroll down from the YouTube video or click a drop-down menu so that you can see, again, the description of the YouTube video. And in that description, you'll see the Zoom link, and click on it, and there you go. You're all invited to the Zoom meeting, and very quickly you will see all your friends. Thanks.